This month is none other than xingqiu's month, because if you didn't know, he is actually the first ever main that I had on this account, and therefore I kind of feel like he is already pretty well built, and I'm not sure how much improvements I'm going to be able to make. And if you're confused, Perfecting My Account is a series where I pick one character and I focus an entire month on just building them. I try to give them the best weapons, artifacts, max out their talents, give them the best stats that I possibly can, and basically try to make them perfect. Let's check out his stats together. Xingqiu is level 80 out of 80, 69.2 crit rate, 113 crit damage, and also 239 energy recharge. Genuinely, I don't think we're actually gonna be able to improve his stats. Most probably the biggest amount of improvement is gonna come from just simply leveling him up and also crowning him. Weapon-wise, he has the sacrificial sword R3. Artifacts are the emblem set. Let's go through every single piece. This is his flower, feather. I was genuinely trying to maximize his stats as best as I could. Energy recharge sands with 14% crit rate and also 40 elemental mastery, which is really good for him. Hydro damage bonus goblet. This is a goblet that I've had actually for years on him, basically ever since the Vermilion artifact set came out, because that's when that artifact set used to be in the Spiral Biz as a reward, and that was the time where I got from that artifact box this artifact. And finally, a crit rate circlet with again a bit of elemental mastery and crit damage. He is C6 and talent wise for 1111. My plan would be to crown his burst and bring his xingqiu to be level 9. As in every episode, the first place we're gonna go to is Masanori. I will start off by checking out his xingqiu.
No, my sword!
5,800 and also 6,700, but let's see again. That was not a crit. I remember when xingqiu's cooldown used to be so long for me, but that's also when I didn't have really complicated teams and rotations, so it always felt like I'm waiting an eternity for him to refresh. But now I feel like, no, it's good. I can do a whole rotation before I switch back to him. Let's see again.
Rain outlines your fate.
Yup, 5,900 and 6,700. So what about the burst?
Let me weave you a burst.
2,955. Yep, I think we're not gonna have to test it again, because it seems like every single time we crit, we do get this number. That was a really quick testing. I think we can move on to leveling him up. I believe that I started collecting materials for him already, so let's see how much I have. Okay, I need to just fight the boss one more time. I have had these silk flowers prepared for months at this point, so I didn't have to farm a single one of them. And I always have a ton of these masks. So let's go to good old Oceanid, but let me change the team for that. I'm not gonna lie, fighting Oceanid 2 months in a row was not planned. I completely forgot that both Mona and xingqiu need these drops, but it's okay. At least we probably have a lot of hydro crystals thanks to that. At this point, I'm really hoping that there is not going to be any other character ever that will need these boss drops, because I'm just bored with fighting this guy. Come on. It's not a difficult boss at all. It's just a little boring. And also extremely time consuming. Oh, that went too far. Let's get the drop. And of course, at the last run, we got 3, because that just makes sense. I'll go to the crafting table to get more of the hydro crystals, and then we're gonna be able to level him up. And now finally, xingqiu can be ascended to his final form after so many years. Level 90, here you go. I even leveled you up fully because I feel like you just deserve it. You've been with me through everything, xingqiu. From what I know, I can't refine the sacrificial sword one more time. Yup, I can't. So there will be no improvements there, but we can try to level up his talents. As I mentioned, my plan would be to crown his burst and level his E skill to level 9. Ideally, I would want both of these skills to be crowned, but I'm just not sure if I'm gonna be able to have enough of the talent books and materials. I guess we'll see how much I'm gonna be able to farm, and if I'm gonna be short on a few talent books, I might just use some fragile resin. It's Sunday today, so we could go to the talent domain, because oh my god, I just condensed all of the resin and I'm pretty sure there's the ley line overflow. Okay. That hurts. But what I was trying to say is that I'm going to use all of the resin that I have in here so that we have more talent books. Yeah, I only have 6 gold ones. I have some lower level ones, but not sure if that's going to be enough. Let me choose a different team for this domain. See, the 2 times bonus, and I condensed everything I had. Oh, but I got at least 2 gold ones. You know, maybe it wasn't so bad. Maybe the game is trying to compensate my little mistake. Also, the ping is terrible, and that's because I am pre-installing Natlin's update, and so that always kind of makes the ping even worse than it normally is. I'll use maybe 1 more condensed resin, and then we will see if that's going to be enough to crown and a gold one at last. Wait, that might be enough. Let's see, if we craft every single book that we farmed into a gold one, how many will we have? Well, of course, xingqiu is gonna give us a ton of extra ones because it's books for him. That gives us, wait, 29 and 9? I mean, I guess if xingqiu, you know, is going to want to give us some bonus books.
I got you, homie.
Let's just see. We're gonna start off by crowning his burst. That will be level 9 or level 12, I suppose, because I have C6. And crown. Oh no, I am in fact short on 1 single book. Hold on, I will use some fragile resin for this. Wait for me, domain. Oh my god, I only have 1 minute until the day resets. The next time the domain will be open is on Wednesday. I don't have that much time. Come on. And run, 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 run. Hopefully that's going to be enough to get that 1 single book, please. We got 4 books, so yep, that should be enough. Maybe one day I will double crown him, but not right now because I am quite behind when it comes to the schedule of these videos. And I want to, you know, chop, get things going. Now you're giving yourself an extra book, xingqiu. It's like cherry on top on my cake. It's my birthday cake, and I am gifting myself a little bonus. Alright then, so okay, not level 9 because I need to craft the masks, but I'm pretty sure I have a ton of them. Yes, in fact I do. I can craft 105 of the highest level ones. Sorry, maybe you should brag your skills a little. Only 2? That's not good enough. You can't compare to xingqiu. Level 9. But that means that we can now move on to my least favorite part, which is the artifacts. I'm especially not excited about artifacts considering that you did see his stats, right? We remember how powerful he is. So I really doubt that I'm actually gonna be able to improve him. If we get 1 better artifact, then I will call that a success already. I gotta say, I already kind of have like a tactic to use against these guys. It might be because I used to farm this domain religiously back in the day before Sumeru came out. And look at me, 29 seconds. I guess I could do better than 29 seconds. And the wrong set, of course. And a pyro damage bonus, I do not need that. Next one, 28 seconds. So 1 single second faster. Of course, a pretty decent artifact, but with a main death stat. Well, at least the main stat on the flower can't be a death one, right? But we can still have it as a substat, so don't worry, you will never get disappointed. That is if you expect the death percent, of course. Another day of farming artifacts and being most probably disappointed. I love how enthusiastic I am every single time we farm artifacts because, you know, I've been doing this series for 1.5 years and I just already know the end result. Technically, I think there is still an option to just use the strong box, right? But I just thought about it. Did they already add Sumeru artifact sets into the strong box? Because I have not checked this out. And if they did, oh well. Speaking of, oh well, that's a good artifact for Xingqiu. If they did, that would make me very happy. Because definitely the Deeper Memory set and the Gilded Dreams ones are the ones that I use the most. Also, there's this new way of recycling artifacts that is good for basically older accounts like mine, where I have a ton of 5-star ones that I don't use. Not sure if we're gonna be using it on Xingqiu though, because as I said, he has such great stats. I cannot imagine improving him in such way. I'm also really hoping that you can now hear the noise difference between how echoey it was before versus now, as I have purchased a few furniture into my office and I feel like now this is way more isolated, so the sound doesn't bounce off too much off of the walls. I got myself a nice armchair and a bookshelf, so I have a cute little reading nook. That's an animal damage bonus goblet, and it's not a bad one. I don't remember which one my wanderer has. And it's already the last day of farming artifacts. I decided to just not film most of it because there is nothing really to show anyway. So I'm going to condense the resin that I have and farm even more stuff. It's so nice playing with an entire team that has already had their episodes and they're maxed out. I just feel like I can breeze through all of the content so fast. Looking at the circlet, I am reminded that I don't think I have gotten a single crit circlet this month. At least not on the right set. Maybe I have gotten it on the other one. 23 seconds. I think that will be my fastest time. So that means I'll get also the best artifacts. I mean, actually, maybe not that bad. We're gonna use the last bits of resin and just straight up roll all of the pieces that we got. Or actually, not all of them. I'm only gonna roll the ones that probably have at least good 3 substats. Because I am not gonna be downgrading. I think I deserve to be picky with his artifacts. As with most characters, honestly, I'm trying to be picky. Remember who was one of those characters? Shanling? But I think I was the most picky for my main. Yes, main 2 times. Yaimiko, because of course, like... And I'm still so happy with the way Yaimiko is built. Honestly, maybe eventually I would get even better artifacts, but not right now, because right now we are gonna roll stuff for Xingqiu. Starting off with the flower. I really don't think I'm gonna be able to get anything better. Let's filter by the emblem set. And what do we have here? Oh, I have some pieces already. They're not that great though. What is this piece? Why do I have it? Alright, I need something with double crit stats and energy recharge. That could be something good. No, doesn't have. I am very picky, okay? I'm gonna be super picky with the artifacts for Xingqiu. A pretty small roll, but overall, this could be a pretty nice piece. Let's risk it. No, this is not good. I can already see it, but I'm just gonna roll it to the max. Yeah, that is not good. Okay, let's move on to a different piece maybe. We have this feather. I potentially see myself getting something better.
12 seconds later.
I don't really have anything else. What about energy recharge sense? Oh, this one could be improved. If I even have anything. Babit, I guess. Let's see what's the 4th stat. No. How about a goblet then? Since I can go for an offset one. Oh my god, but he has such a good one. There's no way I can get a better one. Oh, this one is tanky. But I like the one that I have way more. Oh, what about this one? Attack, crit rate, crit damage. The last one, maybe elemental mastery. It had to be flat def, really? I mean, if it rolls a lot into the crit stats, maybe. One more crit damage roll, perhaps? A crit great one. Hold on. If we compare that, the one that I have is better, but this one is still so good. I could probably use that on someone else. All right, what about a circlet? I told you I'm probably not gonna be switching any artifacts. I mean, I did get a crit one, but look at the substats. That is not good. And I guess this one is not that bad. It's not good either, but it's not that bad. Well, that means that I didn't switch a single artifact for him. I told you the biggest amount of improvement is gonna come from leveling him up and crowning him. I guess we're just gonna check out how much leveling a character and crowning them is gonna improve in terms of their damage, because, well, that's the only thing I improved this entire month. I just knew that this kind of episode is gonna appear at some point. And honestly, I'm kind of glad that it happened with xingqiu, because he was already at a really good starting point anyway. It would be a shame if that happened to someone that did not have good artifacts in the before stage. xingqiu. Let's see again.
Red outlines your fate.
6,600 maybe, and 7,500 if I saw that correctly. What about the burst? Oh, 3,548. That is definitely a bigger number. Which, I mean, I would hope that it makes a big difference when you crown a character. So that will be it. Summarize the results and see you in 2 seconds. Well, I guess what we have learned today is that crowning a character does improve their damage. I'm sure you didn't know that. But on a serious note, I do think that leveling a character and crowning them is essentially a really guaranteed improvement, especially if you are a beginner type of player and you don't have great artifacts yet, but you can afford to bring characters to higher level and crown their talents. I highly recommend doing that, because as you can see on the damage comparison, that does give you additional damage every single time you hit. But for someone like me who is a long-term player, that might not seem like the biggest improvement. But we gotta remember the fact that xingqiu was already at an amazing start before I even perfected him. So I'm not disappointed, because, well, you can't be disappointed when you expect something.